In the black binder, you'll find blank sheets for you to do the seating chart. There is a copy of this in the maternity leave folder, so you can make more copies of it if you need to later. But I just take it out of the sleeve and write in pencil. That way it's easy to erase if you need to make changes. And you can set the students up however you like. You could do alphabetical, which might make it easiest once the lists come out, or you could do where they choose their own, but that may mean that you have to make some changes later. The page after that is if anyone decides they want to check out a textbook, which are in the math office. They're not required to, but some students like to have a physical textbook to take home. If they decide they want to take one, you need to put their name down, and then the textbook number is on the inside of the book. So this is for each hour here, 1st through 5th. And then you'll get medical alerts, and that can go in this back portion here just to keep track of it. There's also some nurses' passes in here, which they'll need to go to the clinic. The other thing I'm gonna have in there is all of the quiz test keys, quiz and test keys for chapter 1 through chapter 3 that you'll need, along with the point system and how to translate it out of 100 points and the answers for both versions. If anything changes, Shelby will keep you up to date with that and with where the key is at. Shelby Summer. So in the purple binder are the sheets for you to record grades. So you'll keep a paper grade book and then transfer this into Schoology, which will pull into Tigerview. So I have on here the date that the assignment is given. So for instance, on 8/18, you'll give 1-1 big ideas. Shelby will send those to you as a link, and you'll just need to assign it to students. And so this is already filled out for you. I already put in that every review is worth 10 for completion, and every test or quiz is worth 100 in those categories. And so this is all the way through the last day of the leave, which is October 6th. We'll need to go on the next one for 4.1. So you won't have to worry about that assignment because I'll be back to collect that. So the last thing that will get taken care of with me not here is that chapter 3 test. So this is for every hour this has been done. And you'll just fill in how many problems each of those assignments are. And that'll be that full point for big ideas. And then worksheets are out of 10 points. And it's just completion. So you count how many they've done, take it out of the total, and then translate it to be out of 10. On the desk here, I made copies of what will go in a notes packet, so you just need to make copies of this once you see how many students you have. I've done 170 of the packets that are, or of the things that are already done, because that's the max amount of students, but it's very unlikely that there will be 170 students. So they say to hand out on that first day, except for 5th hour won't have class on the first day, so you'll give that to them on the 17th. Use the class time that's given on the 16th to go over it. Doesn't have to be super in depth, but read through the things that are, kind of skim through them and hit on some things. And look through the big ideas paper with them, because they'll need to be able to sign in. Most of them will know how to do that from last year. And they need to fill out this get to know me form and turn it back in by Friday or Monday so that we have those on file. It would be helpful for you to look through them so you can learn some things about the kids. Back over here to the notes and worksheets packet, I have everything printed out for chapter 1. There's a blank paper on the back so that so if the front rips off, they don't lose any material. And then I have the review copied for the first quiz, so you'll need to make copies for how many students there are. Same thing for the chapter 1 test review. And then I did the same thing for chapter 2, but you'll need to do it for chapter 3. And then for 4.1 is the only section in chapter 4 that'll be covered before I return. At the beginning of every chapter, there is a calendar that they'll get. This is already filled out in the folder for chapters 1, 2, and 3. And then you'll just need to make the copies for chapter 2 and chapter 3 when it's time for those chapters. There's a checklist on the bottom for students to keep track of what they've turned in and submitted. It's supposed to be a way, kind of like an agenda for them to stay on top of their assignments. I didn't print out chapter 2 and chapter 3 just in case there would be something that's unplanned where the schedule dates would change, but right now it is filled out with the current dates that match to the schedule.